Welcome to Treasure Coast Community Health, with 7 locations to serve you better. We have a dedicated staff. And now, here's your host, CEO Vicki Soule.
Well, hello there. It's so nice to have you join us on Community Conversations. You know, every week we look around our community and say, what would benefit our community in terms of knowledge and trust and other exposures? And as a primary care facility offering medical, dental, and behavioral health, you know, it's really a pretty open world in terms of positively impacting your health. One of the things that will impact us going into the future is our duck derby. We are going to have a virtual duck derby, as many of our events have turned virtually around the county, and it is coming up October 24th. This gives you an opportunity to give back or to give to Treasure Coast Community Health so that we can continue our mission of providing accessible, high-efficient, high-quality, low-cost, affordable care. See, we were talking about bloopers earlier with my guests, and so now you have one. If you would go on to thegreatduckderby.com, our ducks, as usual, are only $5 to adopt, and you have the chance of winning $1,000, $500, or $250 just with the cost of one little adopted duck. So today, our guests are the Marilyn and Mike show. No, just kidding. Another blooper. We look around for things that are of general interest to the most people that we serve. And these folks have a genealogy club. So I'm going to turn it over to Marilyn to fill in the official name and contact information so we can get started talking about all the great things that the people in this community do in regards to their previous relatives.
Great. Thank you, Vicki. Thanks for having us. I appreciate it. We're the Indian River Genealogical Society, and we've been in existence for over 30 years and have over 200 members.
One of the best-kept secrets of Vero, then.
We are very proud of that, and our members have a great time talking to each other and getting education on genealogy and their family history. We have monthly meetings. We're meeting virtually now, as you said earlier, because everybody's doing that, all organizations. Yeah. But we have monthly meetings from September through May.
Okay.
And
so if they want to travel, there's no problem. Everyone else is too.
Exactly. We do it by webinar, so they can tune in to our monthly meetings.
Okay. And you are the president.
I am the president. Yes, I am. Yeah.
You got the lucky vote of your membership.
That's right. I guess I got the electoral vote. I don't know.
And Mike, you're the vice president.
Yes.
Have you had that position long?
Well, I've had several positions.
Okay.
I'm also the webmaster as well.
Nice.
And we also have a genealogy interest group.
Okay.
We have 3 of those or 4 of those. And I also co-lead one of those.
Okay. See, something that I didn't find on the webpage. I Googled you guys because I thought there's got to be some folks that are interested. 200 members. That's awesome.
Yes. And we're always looking for more. So please come and join us. We have a great time and a lot of fun and a lot of camaraderie helping each other.
So, Mike, since you're the webmaster, I'll ask you, what is your web address?
Our web address is www.irgs.org.
Oh, that's nice, short and simple. I thought you were going to say IRC, but it's IRGS.org.
Right.
Wonderful.
And folks can also, if they have any questions or they're interested in joining, they can send us an email at info@irgs.org.
So, Marilyn, how long have you been with this group?
I've been with this group for about 7 years.
Okay. And what led you to this?
I always have been interested in my family history, and I enjoyed history when I was in school. But what really piqued my interest was trying to put my relatives and my descendants and my ancestors into the historical perspective of our country. And I'm fortunate enough to have 2 great-grandfathers who fought in the Civil War, which after studying the Civil War, I never would have known that had I not been into genealogy. So I'm finding it very interesting, and it's always something new.
So it's not necessarily just about who the person is, but what kind of events took place in their life. And So has the club helped you find other documents related to their experiences?
Oh, absolutely, because these gigs that Mike was talking about, I have Irish ancestors and German ancestors, and those are two of our general interest groups, Irish and German, and so I'm members of that, and they're smaller groups, so you can always talk to somebody else who maybe is looking for the same thing you're looking for, or who knows, sometimes even our members have found cousins that they didn't even know existed.
I have heard of that, yes. My husband has done a little genealogy, not a lot, but it really is difficult at times to know how to get different pieces of information. And he was referred to libraries. Do you find that that's a good source?
Yes. Yeah, we have a very close working relationship with the Indian River County Library. They have their own genealogy department. And many of our members volunteer there, and they're at the main library on the second floor.
Okay. Oh, that's really good information. What drew you in, Mike?
Well, I had been interested in genealogy when I was young. It started when my family had a Bible, a family Bible. Mm-hmm. And when age 10 or 11, I was interested in kind of recording that information because that Bible was going to be passed to another person in the memory, in the family. But what recently got me interested was in DNA. My father had Parkinson's. He was part of a DNA project where they were looking at contributors or genetic causes to Parkinson's. And that got me interested in DNA, in genetics. Mm-hmm. And so I became interested in the group here in Vero for that reason.
Well, there's another whole aspect of genealogy I hadn't even thought about, and that is that medical aspect. I know that sometimes when I hear DNA and genealogy in the same breath, it's because of adoptions and trying to figure out, who am I? I love my parents dearly, but I know that they're not my natural parents. And what else should I be worried about or know about?
And as a matter of fact, one of our upcoming speakers is going to touch on that exact topic, which is to talk about health history in DNA and that related material.
See, I'm old enough where I'm like DNA tracking of our ancestors still like they may feel like dinosaurs, but it's just there's so much coming out these days about it.
And many people are probably familiar with some of the TV shows now, because you have, the Who Do You Think You Are? You have the recent one on the genetic detective, and over 18 million people in the U.S., or actually worldwide, have done the Ancestry DNA test.
Wow. That's a lot. I can remember when that little ancestry tree first came out in the commercials.
So it's a very popular area now.
And so your group has members that are perhaps a few steps ahead of the John Q. public in terms of knowing what to do first, second, third. Do you spend much time talking about that, the clubs, or is that part of the separate group clubs, I mean?
Oh, the general interest.
Yeah,
groups,
the general interest. Thank you, the gigs.
Well, they're part of the society, of course, but the beauty of them is that you break it down into smaller groups, as I said before, or fewer people, where you can have one-on-one conversations and one-on-one discoveries, hopefully.
Wow.
As you're meeting, and we're always looking for new focus areas where our members can take part.
So since you do have a club, and clubs always have some expense, I assume that there must be an annual membership of some kind?
There is. It's $25 for a family membership.
Okay. For a family membership,
well, like husband and wife. And
very reasonable.
And it's very reasonable. And it includes our monthly meetings. It includes a newsletter every month, which lots of interesting information, including, certainly all of the dates of our events, etc. We have an annual genealogy seminar, which is this one coming up. Is it the 38th? I think this coming up in February, every February. Yes. And we have speakers that come and speak on interesting topics.
So
We
how
also-
often do speakers come? I'm sorry to interrupt.
They come we have speakers every month at our meeting. At
that's
our meetings,
amazing.
monthly meetings.
Yeah.
And we pull from nationwide speakers. So we're pretty excited about it. Every time we get somebody to come in, it's really a very interesting meeting. And
that's wonderful. You know, I am still in amazement of how Zoom has widened our world. You know, it's maybe the one best thing about this pandemic is that it's forced us to look for other ways to connect with people. And so the connections could involve a daughter here in Vero Beach and a mother in Connecticut, for example.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that's very true this year because many people are seasonal in our group. And it doesn't really matter now with Zoom.
Yeah.
If they can't attend physically, they can just connect through Zoom.
It's quite an opportunity, truly. We're going to take a short commercial break for a word from our sponsors. And then when we come back, I know that you've got some very particular strategic goals and events. So we'll talk about those for the near future when we return.
Why did the countdown stop? Because it's the countdown to Buzz TV channel 1098, Comcast Xfinity, and it's here. Local content for Sebastian, Vero, and Fort Pierce. Tune in for local info, happenings, and fun, including all the great Planet Vero TV shows from 8 to 10 a.m. and p.m. Dial in channel 1098 for Buzz TV on your Comcast Xfinity box and discover what the buzz is all about.
For keeping your house pest and termite free, as well as your landscape healthy and green, call Compass Pest Control. Hi, this is Brian Combs, co-owner of Compass Pest Control. We are locally owned and operated with over 60 years of experience. We provide personalized, reliable service to all our clients. Call Compass at 772-925-1740 or visit our website, CompassPest.com. That's Compass, PESTS.com. For keeping your house pest and termite free, as well as your landscape healthy and green, call Compass Pest Control. Hi, this is Brian Combs, co-owner of Compass Pest Control. We are locally owned and operated with over 60 years of experience. We provide personalized, reliable service to all our clients. Call Compass at 772-925-1740 or visit our website, CompassPest.com. That's Compass, PESTS.com.
Hi, I'm Vicki Soule, CEO of Treasure Coast Community Health. Treasure Coast Community Health has been serving Indian River County for 25 years. How did we get here? It took a commitment to you to provide you with the most affordable, high-quality, integrated network of healthcare available anywhere. It took board-certified doctors and dentists and a dedicated staff to ensure that you receive the best possible care. It took more locations to meet the need, and now TCCH has 7 locations, with the latest one conveniently located down the street from Cleveland Clinic Indian River Hospital. Our services are available to everyone, whether insured or not. And at TCCH, no one gets turned away due to an inability to pay. We rely on donations from generous benefactors to continue our much-needed work. We accept Medicare, Medicaid, and almost all insurances. Call us at 772-257-8224 or visit us at tcchinc.org.
It's time to call Easy Brew Coffee and Bottled Water Service and learn just how much you can save and how convenient it is to have your coffee and bottled water delivered right to your home or office. In addition to water coolers, Easy Brew offers individual bottles of water in 8 or 16-ounce bottles. No more lugging it home or dragging it into the office. Serving the Treasure Coast for over 2 decades, 2 letters, 1 simple name. Easy for Easy Brew. Visit e-zbrew.com or call 800-792-3285. Easy Brew.
And welcome back to Community Conversations. Quack, quack, quack. What's that? Quack, quack. Oh, the Duck Derby. Yes, we can't forget about the Great Duck Derby that is in its 8th annual rendition coming up October 24th. If you haven't gotten your duck adoption done, please do so. We even have quack packs at discounted prices so that you have a chance to win $1,000. And best of all, it helps everyone that uses Treasure Coast Community Health Services. So we're all winners. So, coming back after the break, if you weren't with us at the beginning, we have Marcia and Mike, both from the Indian River County Genealogy Society.
Indian River Genealogical Society.
Thank you. I'm bad with big words.
I know. It's long.
And we've been talking a lot about the advantages, particularly at this point in time, of joining a club where you can find out more about your ancestry. And Marcia, I'm going to turn back over to you.
Thank you.
Marilyn. It is not my day.
It's okay. It's okay. Well, we were talking earlier about our organization, of course, and we're always welcoming new people, and guests are invited to our monthly meetings as well, in hopes that they'll find a focus that they're interested in. We're starting a new initiative, and I'm going to let Mike talk maybe a little more about this with young people.
That seems perfect, since he mentioned earlier that that was one of the first things he remembers is seeing the family Bible with the names and the birth dates.
Right, and so we're trying, for those young people between the ages of 12 and 18 who have an interest in this this organization or in finding out their roots and their family history, we're hoping to offer workshops and do other focus areas that will bring them into the fold, so to speak, and they can catch the bug like we did.
Yeah, because everything's not available on Google yet.
Well, we had a head of the genealogy department at the library who always used to say it's not all on the internet.
That's true.
And that's why your research should start at the library, because the books will give you so much information.
And you have someone that is really a huge resource for us.
Michelle Wagner at the library has been really a great person to have a relationship with, and she's part of our society. She's a member of our society, and we have a very good rapport with the library. As a matter of fact, she gets books for the library, and we help fund that so that the library can buy books for research for people, or not for people, but for the library to help people with their research about people or places or other things. So.
Yeah, and I've watched on Facebook, there's been a lot of great activity about places, this home, this business. Remember from this postcard of the 50s when such and such building was there. But this is an entirely different bent. This is all about the people that existed that we maybe wish we had known or known more about.
And that's why we want to kind of encourage younger folks to take advantage of a time when they can talk to their parents, their grandparents, possibly their great-grandparents, and kind of have an intergenerational dialogue and learn more about their family history, because everybody has an interesting family history.
Yeah, and oftentimes you don't realize what questions you should have asked until after it's too late. Right. There is sort of an art of interviewing older generations in terms of extracting that information, because it's not just the young people that have short attention spans, we all do. And so the questions can be over a period of time. But again, why reinvent the wheel? If you guys can point the younger folks in the right direction, they can capture that information in writing or on a tape recorder or any other means that you all suggest.
And two of our members are part of a brainstorming team where we're looking at how best to do this.
Okay.
Who do we partner with? What kind of material is of interest to today's young adults? And those are Kara Murphy is a member, and she's at St. Edward's School. And then also Miles Meyer is another member, and he is the director of the Family Research Center at LDS Church locally.
And one of the wonderful things about our area, as you mentioned earlier, is we do have snowbirds that are no longer isolated from us. So we have a huge wealth of information possible from people that might be hearing this broadcast or the Facebook post, or connected to members that you already have in the club, so that if someone has some other experience in engaging that younger generation, I'm sure you'd appreciate that connection as well.
Yes, and with the technology today, they don't have to be there.
Yeah.
They can call up, they can do a Zoom call, Their parents can be part of it. Our lives have changed.
Completely.
But fortunately, there's been a lot of strong technology that is there, that it presents kind of a unique opportunity for us to take time to look at some of the things that are important to everyone, and family certainly is high in that. Our own personal history is important to us, and also just learning. Many of our members, our age range is quite wide, and so younger generations have a lot more familiarity with technology. And that is what we want to try to connect to. How can we take knowledge that is oral and is historical and is in books and material and interest folks who are much more in tune with technology than we were at their age?
It's interesting that you say that, because we took a trip many years ago out west by car, and my husband insisted that we stop at Salt Lake City because they are renowned to have one of the best genealogy resource libraries in the United States. And of course, we had 2 little kids in tow, and I thought, boy, it's a shame he couldn't have done this on his own. But, we weren't exactly right next door to that place, so we took advantage of it as best we could. But now, as you talk about technology and education and having the ability to connect and to drill down into different layers, we were actually looking at microfiches. I'm sure they have probably upgraded that whole system since then. But again, it's a learning experience that you can share while you are at home with your family members that research those conversations and all those other things. So I think that's very exciting. Will you be, once you figure out more of the format, will you then be expanding into some of the other high schools?
We don't know yet. Yeah. We're in the preliminary stages. We basically need people who want to partner with us in order to do this effectively to that age group. But we think that it is an excellent avenue of learning for any age because it touches on history, touches on technology. It touches on, and this time when people are, maybe some folks are more isolated than others, they can't do some of the things they would like to normally do. It's a type of a time to invest in taking time to connect and kind of leave a legacy for future generations on learning about your own family.
I think it is very exciting.
It is very exciting, yes.
So if they want to connect up with you, if they had some ideas, they would info at?
Yeah, they can send an inquiry to info@irgs.org. We also have a Facebook page under the Indian River Genealogy Society.
Okay.
We're looking at other ways to reach out to that particular age group because they get their information in a lot different ways.
Yes, they do.
than we do. And so we're brainstorming on how best to do that. We're also we generally have articles or about our meetings in every week's Vero Flash. So the people who are on the distribution of Get That Thursday email about events, they will normally see it there. They may see it on nextdoor.com. We try to use any avenue of media that the local population is connected to.
Well, and I didn't get a chance to ask, and we're running out of time now, but my guess is with your focus on education and technology as a blend, you were probably reaching out to other genealogical societies around the United States at this point. So more to come. We'll have you back maybe in 6 months, talk about advances that you've made with the kids and other things that are going on in your world. So thank you very much for being here.
Well, thank you for having us, Vicki.
It's been my pleasure.
Thank you.
And again, I apologize about your